and welcome back. Tyler's here again, and we watched Silent Venom. Now, I have a lot to say about this movie. I'm going to do a thing, so you start. What'd you think?
I know what I'm saying.
Okay, so one of the first things, and it was a giant pet peeve of mine, this is a corn snake. They're very docile. As you can see, they don't really do much. I can poke her and just do whatever I want. Like, it's fine. Everything's normal. The movie, this apparently was the villain. In fact, I saw several with this same color pattern. They're not harmful. Also, I hate in movies, and this is the only movie to do it, tons do. Notice how much noise the snake is making right now. That's right, there's none. Snakes don't hiss constantly, and they don't rattle, except for rattlesnakes, and even then, only when threatened. But every movie, when you see a snake, is accompanied by usually a hiss, a rattle, or both. It's obnoxious, it's stupid, stop. But to the movie itself, it's not great. Like, they're really... the acting wasn't good, the writing was awful. And the whole thing, I don't know if you noticed, you've seen, like, Lifetime movies or Hallmark movies, like those kinds of things, right? Like, they're produced for TV.
It wasn't even up to that level.
No, but I mean, like, the cinematography and the lighting and everything, like, it looked and felt... It looked and felt just like one of those movies. Like, it felt like it was produced for TV.
Yeah, but not as good of a quality as what they do.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean story-wise. The story was crap.
No, the whole thing.
Also, the lead, I don't know if she was even supposed to be the lead, but the doctor, the one there, by far the worst actor on the movie. Like, she doesn't know how to make her facial expressions match her words.
That's called Botox.
She just, like, in the very first scene, she's talking to a commander about something, and then they start talking about how bad it is and how negative the consequences could be, and she's smiling while saying it. Like, she doesn't... Her face and her words and her mouth, none of it match what she's trying to convey. It's really awful.
It's so cold.
And toward the end of the movie, they just went so off the rails. The CG for the really big snakes they created was atrocious.
It looks like a worm, but with, you know, those caterpillars that are faux snakes' faces?
Yeah.
Like with that big, like they got the big fake bug eyes on them. Like snakes don't have bug eyes like those things.
Snakes are angular or pointy usually.
And they didn't have scales on it. It was just some weird plaster-looking texture.
Also, the noise it made, I don't know what the hell that noise was supposed to be, but it sounded like a pterodactyl screech. Like, it was not a snake. It didn't even match the noises they were using for the other snakes. It was... I don't know.
My biggest thing was, they talked about how it takes 5 minutes for the venom to kick in, and every time that anyone got bit, it was an immediate reaction instead of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, they were like, don't provoke the snakes, because then you'll be fine. And every time...
And then they went through and provoked the hell out of every snake.
No, they didn't provoke any snake. None of the snakes were provoked. They just attacked on their own. And then when it was time for them to be in a group of...
Yeah, okay.
When they were in the midst of snakes, like a bunch of them, they could touch them and walk right over them and pick them off you, and none of them bit.
Yeah.
It was so fucking stupid.
Also, there's a bit... throughout the movie they did multiple times, where they're trying to build this weird romantic sexual tension between the captain and the doctor. First of all, no, because it felt so forced and stupid and out of place. Like, there was no reason that needed to exist with those characters. It didn't fit anything in the story, and the actors were not good at portraying or acting that connection. But then at the end of the movie, the two just said goodbye and went their separate ways. Like, they didn't even close off this weird, stupid relationship story that they created. Like, it was just a thing they put out there and then apparently forgot about. I don't know. Everything just feels so unpolished and so horrible. Like, whoever created this box art put way more effort into what they were doing than everyone else involved in the movie. It was just awful.
Movie marketing is usually better than the movie.
Yeah.
Look at The Roost. That was one of my favorite posters I've seen for a movie, and that was a terrible movie.
But yeah, overall, I'm going to give it like a 1. I don't know what the redeeming quality is that makes it not a 0, but I'll assume maybe there is one, but that's the highest I can give it. Like, this is just... It wasn't fun. Like, for a little bit, I'm like, okay, this is really cheesy, this is really poorly done, but let me at least see where they go with it. I could tell what they were setting up, and it was 2009, so the CG really should have been better, but I could have overlooked it. But the more the movie went on, the more I realized they're not building toward anything. This is just a bad story and a bad movie. And yeah, if you decide to watch this for whatever reason, you're going to be disappointed. It's not a good time.
Garbage.
Yeah. So that's that. Come back tomorrow for what will be a better movie.
Is this from a library?
I actually don't know. I think it might have come from like a video store going out of business, and I just got a whole bulk box of horror DVDs for like $1 a piece. But yeah, we're gonna try again tomorrow with a movie that I know for a fact is better. So yeah, we'll see you then.